Richard, you know you can't call me out without me dropping another video, so here goes. Okay, so over on the left-hand side, I have my daily flywheel right here. These get completed like so. So my daily flywheels and all of my flywheels are resettable checklists. So they're things that are reoccurring at a certain time horizon. The daily flywheel here gets reset every night. All of my flywheels are like that. So over here I have that daily flywheel. That's what you were just looking at. I've got a weekly flywheel. I'll zoom in on this and I'll move myself. So that's broken down by days. I have my monthly flywheels, quarterly flywheel, and yearly flywheel. And those all get reset. So for example, with my yearly flywheel at the end of this year, not everything will be completed, but a lot of it will be completed, and I'll use WFX to reset the checklist for the next year. The nice thing is with a flywheel is each time I use it, any improvements I make get carried forward. So if I add something because I want to do something, say, each year at a certain time, that is included the next year automatically because I reset the checklist using WFX reset checklist mechanic. Scooch myself back over. Next column is my will do. So that's my weekly task list. So I've got things that are on not today, and then each day I add things in that I want to focus on this day. And so I just alt select them and move them into today. Where that comes from, I'll jump over here to my project list on the right hand side. So this is where I house all my projects, and then each project is tasks. And so at the top I've got my 12-week year. Under barista I have it's more a reference list of cocktails that I've created. Let me know if you want access to that list because it's some pretty good cocktails, and I will send you a link. I've got content creation, so that's just a lot of brainstorms, ideas, scripts for videos, that kind of thing. Flotsam is my one-off task list, just my set of next actions. My flywheels I've already shown you. My knowledge lab is my Zettelkasten node. So I've got reference, and I'll scroll through here, and you can pause it to see the kinds of things I have in there. So it's just anything I want to have access to. It's not things that are active tasks. I keep my calendar in here, and that's really my only active calendar. So over there, you might be able to see that I have Google Calendar open, and that is where I house a lot of reoccurring things, and I just look at that once a week and make sure I have any birthdays or anything that's a reoccurring thing, and I stick it in my calendar. On to my capture node. So this is my daily log, and you can see right here where I have, I'll jump into it. So my capture log is where I record what I've done each day, and also any thoughts. It's a collection point, just anything throughout my day that I want to collect. I do catalog what I do pretty fastidiously, but also it's a place like for example, I've got my weight log in here, and my weight log, if I click on that, that's a set of backlinks. And so it's just a way to record my weight. I have several logs that I keep: how much water I drink, margin accumulating activities that I do each day, word count for the novel I'm working on, exercise log. There's just a lot of things, and those all are backlinks that get sent into their log. So at the end of the day, I just grab anything that I've recorded that day and drop it into the date. So that gives me a catalog of what's been done each day going back in time. Then over to my inbox, where it's both a ubiquitous capture device where I can just jot down anything and then process it later. I also keep things, it's not quite inbox, it's almost like something I want on my desk in view. So I've got my mechanics vault here, and these are things that work for me. And I don't want to forget them, but I'm likely to forget them if I don't refresh my memory. You can stop and pause that and read that. But these are just as I accumulate an idea or a concept or a way of thinking or a mechanic that works for me, I stick that in there and then review it occasionally. And then key thoughts. These are the things that I'm kind of interested in and want to continue to focus on and don't want to forget. And so, yeah, that's not so much an inbox, but imagine like putting a Post-it note on your desk to remind yourself. That's what that's for. And then I've already looked at projects. Now, as far as the question of mirroring that somebody asked on the WorkFlowy Slack group, really the only place that I mirror things is on Saturday when I plan my week out. I go through my projects and I add the tag hashtag SPR to any task that I want to do that week or be reminded of. And SPR stands for sprint. So I just go through, add that to anything. And these get completed, but they get saved. I mirror them. So I go through and I trigger WFX and I multi-select. And then I just deselect this header. And then I mirror them all. And then I go over and drop them in not today. And so all of these you can see they have the little diamond shape. These are all mirrors. And so in my will do list, that's what I operate from. I don't really spend a lot of time in my projects after making my plan for the week. Pretty much all of my tasks are here in front of me, unless a task is something inside of a project, like I'm doing some development or something. But yeah, those are all mirrored. And then at the end of the week, I delete them from will do, but they're left in my project list. And so that's why I use mirrors. And primarily, I use it because I track my Scrum, my Scrum in WorkFlowy. So story point count. So I can trigger a story point count and I can see so far this week I've completed 174 story points. And then I record that in Excel at the end of the week and log my Scrum. So that's why I complete them and don't delete them, is for Scrum, and then also just to have the archive of completed tasks. This is the longest that I have ever not played around with WorkFlowy much. Really, this has been my system for maybe about a year and a half, and I really haven't tampered with it too much because it just works for me. In this board view is kind of it's kind of my cockpit for life. The only real change I've made in the last year is this taxonomy node. I've added that in. And this is a fairly complete list of kind of everything that I'm interested in, all the topics I'm interested in. And so I put those there. I've added hashtag TT before each one of them. The particular reason is when I'm doing my capture log, if somebody sends me something that's interesting, say an idea about relationships, and I copy and paste the quote or whatever it is, or a YouTube video or something, then I can hit hashtag TT relationships, and that'll drop this node into that. So it's a way to sit here in my capture log and then send things to the different destinations in my WorkFlowy that I might want to put them at. So there you go. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.